Frazetta, Cho, Adams. It all starts with just 5 lines. Number 1, this over and under shape, which we'll call the wave. Easy to see in this storm leg by Arthur Adams. And it's not really an exaggeration, especially ballet dancers strive to get that extreme wave. And if you look at our bones, they already have that curve in them. But then if you add the quads and know that there's hardly any meat on the tibia, you get an even more extreme curve. Some more Arthur Adams samples. Let's try. Quick underlying structure with just straight lines, and then pack the meat in the right places, which then gives you those over, under, over waves. And it's not just in the legs. Here you can see it in the arms or the back. Oh yeah, lots of waves, which brings us to the next one. The one I call the water balloon. So not just a circle with a triangle, or you'd just be able to draw like I did in my Samurai Jack video. There's versions of the water balloon, starting with the basic one. I think this is actually the best drawing practice to do, trying to get a sense of weight into the shape of the balloon, because it looks different when it's resting on the ground or hanging from something, which makes you think of gravity. So yeah, just keep drawing water balloons, and when they start looking real, try squishing 2 together. These 2 are resting on something, so flat at the bottom and also kind of flat where they meet. Which, if you ink it in just a few lines, already pretty much looks like some buttocks. Of course, breasts are balloon shaped, and this slight dent in the line gives it gravity. Imagine it's like the water balloon has been glued to the wall from this purple part, but also pinned to the wall with a nail, so the shape droops down this way. Here's another example of the glue and needle idea. The next important line I call the bird. Think of it as a water balloon that has an elastic band around it, which pulls in one part and expands above and below the elastic band. Lots of birds to be found in swimsuit pictures. The next line is a question mark, which I always draw here when I don't use reference. And in a way you can see it here in this one if you erase this part. But if you study these pictures, you'll see that the connection of the breast to the body is actually a bird, not a question mark. And in this one you see that it's a muscle, so the top part of the pec for women is the connection between the breast and the shoulder muscle. Quick reconstruction. But there's other parts of the body that do have the question mark shape. First of all, perfect wave example right there in the leg. But then here in the shoulder, kind of a flat question mark where it goes straight into the triceps. Or the heel here, round for the heel, then straight for the bottom of the foot. Yep. Next is another version of our trusty balloon. But this time imagine there's something inside the balloon pushing out, and then you get the shape of a pyramid, but round. So think of a diamond shape, round the edges, and then you get this rolling hill kind of thing. I call it a soft diamond, which we see in these Bruce Timm and Frank Frazetta examples. The breast, when seen from the side, has that soft diamond, but seen from the front, it's just a circle. And keep thinking of the balloon gravity with our bird shapes here. And last but not least, the hourglass. More of an underlying shape, and basically the universal idea of a healthy woman, especially in the time of corsets, which ironically enough were not healthy. And yeah, in a way it's actually just balloons again on top of each other. And what they were going for back then was this double hourglass. So shoulders and hips make up one, but then the legs have their own kind of mini hourglass. So let's find these 5 lines in samples of classic hot artists, pun intended. Starting with Frazetta, classic double hourglass. And here a good example of the pec muscle connecting breast and shoulder. This line here is really good. It instantly gives you the weight and gravity of two balloons pushed into each other. In this case, the pelvis and upper leg. Here in this Adam Hughes Emma Frost as well, two birds. The breasts here are super round because you can't see the attachment part. Like we saw before, the green part, the glue, is now hiding behind the breast because it's pushed up by the bra. And with tight clothing, we get all the bird shapes like here. Okay, J Scott Campbell, again a great pec muscle example, quite exaggerated because it's a perfect circle going into a perfect line, which makes it a question mark. Also super exaggerated bird shapes here. And this is a good double water balloon to study. The right leg goes front, so the balloon gets pulled lower, and the left one gets pushed up by the leg, so it gets squished a bit. And how could we leave out this classic Frank Cho with perfect examples of squished water balloons? The lesson here is if a balloon is by itself, it has an even bend, but together it peaks towards the connection point. This is a bit too exaggerated, but you get the point, right? Okay, let's draw. So I always like to start still from a stick figure. And with a regular standing pose, I make sure to keep the shoulder line and hip line counter tilted and exaggerate the proportions, which gives you the difference between paparazzi scarlet or AI scarlet. Yeah, I tend to go hips wider than the shoulders, but to each their own. This pose is too simple and basically the same as my Jim Lee Mark Silvestri video, so let's keep looking. Maybe. Not sure what she's doing. Yeah, from the back would be nice as well, like that J Scott Campbell pose. Maybe flying. And I don't want the hands to cover the major water balloons, so we have a winner. Back to the stick figure and add all the right clay. Yeah, looking good, except for my old nemesis, hands. When in doubt, make them fists. But still looks kind of crappy, so get some help. Perfect example of the double water balloons here. And a bird. Fix that cheek. Also a wave here. Soft diamond. So yeah, it has basically everything. Color, city, shading, and done. Wait, come back. Quick review of the 5 lines. The wave, the water balloon single and double, the bird, soft diamond, question mark, and it has the general hourglass. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. For how to draw gorgeous lady faces, check out my Michael Turner video, or check some of the deep dives I did on 100 artists and their styles in this playlist. See you!